In this example, you will learn to enter matrices and perform basic matrix operations such as adding and multiplying matrices. The examples we use the four matrices of varying sizes as shown on the screen. To begin, we will enter the matrix area of the calculator. You can see the word matrix in blue above the x to the minus 1 button. This means we will have to press the second key to get to the matrix area. Then press the x to the minus 1 button. Now you see the matrix menu area of the calculator with three menus across the top. Because we want to edit the information included in the various matrices, we will use the arrow keys to move to the Edit menu. When we get to the Edit menu, we will first edit Matrix A, so you can just press Enter because Matrix A is already highlighted. By default, the matrix will be shown as a 1 by 1 matrix. From our given information, we can see that we need a 2 by 2 matrix, so the first thing we will do is change the matrix size. Press 2 to show that there are 2 rows in our matrix. Then press Enter to move to the column size of our matrix. We also have 2 columns, so press 2 again. Then press Enter again to save the column size. You can see that the cursor is now in position for us to enter the first entry in our matrix, the entry in position 1, 1. Referring back to the given information, this value is 2, so press 2 now. When you press Enter, the value is stored in position 1, 1, and the cursor will move to the next position. You can see that the cursor has moved to position 1, 2, which is the next position in row 1. Enter 3 for our value in position 1, 2. Now press Enter to store the value in position 1, 2. Our cursor has now moved to position 2, 1. Enter 1 in this position and press Enter. To input the value in position 2, 2, remember that we must use the negative button in the bottom row of the calculator for our value of negative 2. Don't forget to press Enter to store the value. Now we are ready to enter our other matrices. We will go back to the Matrix menu. Notice that for our example, we already entered the values for matrices B and C. This example will walk you through the process of entering matrix D for some additional practice. Once we have entered matrix D, you should go back and enter matrices B and C using the same process. You will be reminded to do this later in the example. Move right to the Edit menu again. Then use the down arrow to move down to matrix D. You could also press the 4 button. Press Enter to get to the matrix editing screen for matrix D. Once again, you will need to change the size of the matrix. There are 2 rows in the matrix, so press 2 and then Enter. This matrix has 4 columns, so press 4 and then Enter. Once again, you can enter the values for the individual entries in the matrix. Remember, we are working with matrix D. Don't forget to press Enter after inputting the final entry in the matrix. This will ensure that the value is stored. Remember that you still need to enter matrices B and C, so take a minute now to enter these matrices in your calculator. Press the pause button on this movie and then press play when you are ready to continue. Now that you have entered all of the values in the matrices, let's take a look at some of the operations we can perform on these matrices. To do this, we will enter the matrix menus again. First, we'll quit from the matrix entry area, and then we'll see how to perform various operations using these matrices. To use the matrices and operations in the main screen, we will use the Names menu. This menu basically allows you to select the name of the matrix you want to use. Let's work on the example of matrix A times matrix B. To select matrix A, just press Enter because the cursor is already positioned at the name of matrix A. You can see that the name of matrix A has been entered on the main screen. Now we will enter the Matrix Names menu to get the name of matrix B. You could press the multiplication key first, but it is not necessary. In the absence of an operation symbol, the calculator will automatically perform the multiplication operation. Let's go to the Matrix Names menu again. Use the arrow key to move down to Matrix B in the Names menu. Then press Enter. You can see that we now have Matrix A times Matrix B on the main screen. Press Enter to have the calculator perform the operation. The solution is presented on the screen. Let's try another example of multiplication. See if you can calculate Matrix C times Matrix D. Press the pause button before moving on to see the steps in the process. While the movie is paused, try it yourself. Then you can check your keystrokes on the movie. Check your solution against the solution presented on the screen. Now let's look at a slightly more complicated example. In this case, we are instructed to find 2b plus a. You can follow along with the keystrokes. These examples showed you some of the matrix operations that you can perform on your TI-83-84 calculator. You can perform other operations using similar procedures. Remember, you will use the Matrix Edit menu to change the size and values of the matrix, and you will use the Names menu when you want to perform arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, and multiplication on these matrices. In other work with matrices, you will learn about some of the features of the Matrix Math menu as well. Being comfortable with entering matrices and performing these basic operations will make those processes easier for you to understand. Good luck!